I know one of Ikolo Muo.
My name is Tobo Sigwe, Ikolo Muo. Well, having studied several religions, I was born into a Christian family, a very strong Christian family, and having come of age, being an adult, I've been asking questions. I started reading, started making research, and also there are some other personal experiences, maybe which I'm not yet ready to talk about. Then I now realized that we have our own traditional system, our own traditional religion. Growing up, I never knew that we had our own traditional religion. In fact, this is Sinzu. I didn't as much as see something like this while growing up. So I didn't know we had our own traditional religion. So in my course of research, I realized that Igbo people had a traditional religion. They have their own way of communicating with God or with their ancestors. Then with time, I realized that it was as good as other religions out there, like the one I was born into. That means Christianity. So I didn't have any other option than to go back to the traditional religion of my ancestors. If Odinani or Odinani Igbo is as good as Christianity or is Islam or Buddhism or Confucianism or Hinduism, why should I now leave my own and go to another man's own? If they are saying basically the same thing, if they can lead me to the path where I can knock on the door of spirituality, why should I use another man's own? Why shouldn't I use my own? So it's a thing of using your own. Using your own is a thing of identifying with your own. What they will say in Kai, this is our own. So basically that's the main reason. I do not think any religion is better than the other. I do not think any religion is better than the other. I think what I can say is that there are some religions that have less doctrine than the other, because the problem with almost all the religion in this world is doctrine. The dogmas and doctrines embedded in the religion. So many religions have too many doctrines. Many religions have too many dogmas. So even Odinani, even our own African traditional religion, it has its own doctrines and dogmas. So I do not think that our own is better, but I believe from my own experience as someone who has made a switch from one religion to the other, our own has less dogma, it has less doctrine. I'm afraid of going to hell. It's funny. That's the kind of fear I entertained when I was a Christian. It's Christians that go to hell. I'm into Odinani. The mates in Christianity is for those who are in Christianity. As a traditional Odinani Igbo, we do not believe in hell. There is no hell. If I die, I go back to where I come from. So why should I be afraid of the dogmas in another man's religion? I'm not afraid of the dogma in another man's religion. Perhaps if you die as a Christian, maybe they will be judged as a Christian, and the Christian will either go to hell or heaven. As for me, there is no hell or heaven in my African traditional religion. That's Odinani Igbo. So I'm not going to any hell. I'm going back to my ancestors. I'm going back to the people I passed, to the lineage I came to this world with. So I don't entertain such fear. Even if there is hell, I've said it elsewhere, I think I will be in that hell with my ancestors. So it's better I be in a hell with my ancestors than to be in heaven with those I do not know. Materially, I don't think I can say I have gained anything materially, but I have gained a lot intellectually. I'm free. I'm free. I do not think that material things should be quantified if you are talking about religion. The essence of religion is not for material benefit. In as much as some people erroneously believe that someone died poor for them to be rich, how can someone that was not rich when he was alive now make you rich when the person dies? If someone is rich when the person was alive, if that person's dead dies, if the person's wealth is still remaining, that's when you can talk of having access to it. So if the person was not rich when the person was alive, why are you talking about wealth? So I don't think I've gained anything in terms of material wealth, and I didn't come into Odinani for me to gain any material wealth. I came into Odinani for me to practice spirituality through the ways of my ancestors. So if you are talking about if I've gained anything materially, I have not gained any there has been no material benefit. It was never an incentive for me to practice Odinani. I came into Odinani because this is our own. We have our own system of worshipping, of knocking on the door of spirituality. So that's the core reason that I came into Odinani, and I've been free. I've created my own altar. I've created my own system of worshipping my ancestors, my chi, my Indian and Ndichi. So that is what I've gained. I've gained freedom. I've gained freedom from dogmas. I've gained freedom from doctrines. If you have asked me if I've gained anything materially, I don't think I've gained anything materially. I was not hungry before coming to Odinani, and I'm not hungry today. So basically, that is it. Okay, Odinani made me look inwards. Did other religion make me look inwards? No. It is hard for one who lives his or her indigenous religion to look inwards. Once you leave your indigenous religion and switch to another religion that is an outsider, that you are not part of the system, that is not part of your ancestral system, you are looking outwards. So Odinani made me look inwards in the sense that this is Sinzu, is part of the Igbo culture. This your Oji and other things that are part of Igbo culture. You start noticing it. You start noticing things that are around you. You start questioning a lot of things. You start trying to understand how, as in the real impact of mental colonialism. So if you are not practicing your indigenous religion, you might not understand the real impact of colonialism. But by the time you start practicing your own religion, you will understand the full impact of colonialism. Odinani helps you to look inward. Odinani helps you to look inward. You realize how you have abandoned your own ways to follow another man's way. How you cannot look up and look down at the same time. So Odinani is almost like you trying to look down. Another religion is almost like you looking upwards. So you are abandoning everything around you. You are abandoning everything around your surrounding for you to be looking outside, for you to be looking outward. Now Odinani now brings you down. It makes you to look down. It makes you to look at the core of your own existence, of your own cultural existence. I'm not talking about inwards now from spiritual perspective. I'm talking about looking inwards from cultural perspective. Now you start appreciating some things that nature has blessed you with. You cannot look inwards if you are practicing another man's religion because you are already looking away from your own culture. So, but your own indigenous religion helps you to look into your own culture. Your own indigenous religion helps you to understand what is in your own culture. It helps you to see the things that you can improve upon or the things you can that needs to be removed. It's only when you look inwards that you understand what to do and what not to do, what is working and what is not working, the value of what you have. So in other religion can never make you look inwards culturally. If you talk about spirituality, yes, it can teach you spiritual values, but life is spiritual and physical. So if you want to look inwards, if you want to tap into what culture has blessed you with environmentally, physically, then it's only your indigenous religion that can help you to do that. Yes, we have sense. We have sense. It's a pity that so many Igbos, they will talk about St. Michael, St. Paul, St. Peter. We have many saints. We have many saints. They are not uniform. The saints differ from one community to another. Just like if you go to Italy, you have many saints. You go to France, you have many saints. You get to Portugal, you have many Christian saints. That's how it is in Odinani. I'm from Unewi, and I'm from Ezobo in particular. We have Ezaribo. He was a saint. He was a saint. We have Eze Nuku. We have Eze Otadike. We have my own great-grandfather Ezokulu. Ezokulu. If he speaks, both the spirit and the living listens. So we have saints in our own way. We have our own traditional saints. So there are saints in Igbo traditional religion. Who is a saint? A saint is someone that lived life that is worthy of emulation. If you extend it in Unewi level, we have the Ezemewi, who is now being worshipped as a god. Some of our ancestors who lived well are being worshipped as a god. So we have saints in our Igbo. If they are not saints, they would have not been canonized in the traditional way. They will not have been deified. They will not be worshipped today by some people who worship them, by their children who worship them, or by outsiders who are coming to them to ask for one favor or the other. So we have saints in our Igbo. The only problem is that many of us do not know that some of these people exist. But that's what I'm saying. It's only when you look inward, that's when you know what you have and what you do not have. So yes, we have saints. We do have saints in Igbo traditional religion. It's like, how will I know if I'm getting it right? How will I rephrase this question so that you see how it is, how funny the question is? It's almost if someone is eating. Is there a manual for eating, the right way to eat? There is no manual for the right way to eat. Is there a manual for how husband and wife sleep together? There is no manual. Just like so many natural things, there are no manual to it. So Odinani is an indigenous religion. There is no manual. There is no manual there is no manual like the Bible. It's not organized like the Bible. Remember, most times when some things becomes organized, at times the people's intention for those who are organizing it is to colonize. So Odinani is not a religion that tries to colonize. There is no evangelism in Odinani. There is no going out to win converts in Odinani. It is your own interpretation of how spirituality will be attained using the cultural material available to you. So it cannot be organized. When it's subject to your own personal interpretation, when it's subject to your own cultural interpretation, and you are not taking it to another another person. You are not trying to evangelize. You cannot even evangelize because Odinani is ancestral worship. So I'm from Unewi. The next town might be Ishi, or let me say Amishi. Someone from Amishi, I do not share the same ancestor with the person. So I cannot ask the person to leave his or her own ancestors to come and worship my own ancestor. So you see, but if I want to do that, to achieve that, I will start organizing it, start preparing a way, start building myths and dogmas and doctrines that will help me to convince this person, covertly or overtly, that my own religion is the best. So it's not organized in the practical sense of organized because there is no one rule fits all in how to approach your own worship system. But it's organized in the sense that generally all Odinani adherents pray with Inzu, they pray with Kolanot. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's organized. But if you start looking at it from a uniformed perspective, like the Bible or the Quran, where you have a living document that states some do's and don'ts and all those things. No, it is not like that. Some of our do's and don'ts in Igbo traditional system differs from one community to another. I've always said it often. For example, we that are from Nnewi, we do not kill python, we do not eat python, we do not eat bush rat. But you might enter the next village, they eat all those things. So there is no uniform rule. There is no uniform commandment. Nevertheless, we have some certain things that unify us. Like I said Oji, I said Unzu, you get, or the mood of Agwo, a priest in Odinani, and it's almost like that all over Igbo land. So are we getting it right? Who is sure that he's getting it right in this world? Which religion is sure, can boastfully say that everybody is claiming to get that they are getting it right? Nobody knows whether you are getting it right or not. Everybody is claiming to be right. So if everybody is claiming to be right, why not stick with your own people? Why do you leave your own people and tell them that they are the ones that are wrong? I think it's stupidity. It reminds me of the Igbo adage that said that what I say no offend me sili atoroto. What I say no offend me sili atoroto. No one amarife. So if you say that you are not getting it right because they are not organized, because your own traditional religion or the Igbo does not have a Bible, I think an Igbo person that says that is stupid. But if it's an outsider that is saying it, someone who is not Igbo that is saying it, that is making such claim, I understand, because the person is not part of it or does not understand it or is not part of the system or so the person is free to condemn what he or she does not understand. But once you are an Igbo person, you are not free to condemn your own. You cannot say that they are not getting it right. So I'm not saying that Igbos or Odinani Igbo that we are getting it right. I'm saying that nobody is getting it right, and nobody knows who is getting it right. So that means everybody is right or everybody might be wrong. But be that as it may, why not stick to your own? That is what I'm saying. Odinani, this our way is polytheism. In polytheism, we don't believe in the worship of one God. We believe everybody is free. You can worship as many gods as possible. So right now, I do not believe in the worship of one God. I do not begrudge those who believe that they are worshiping one true God. We do not believe in the worship of one God. I was given birth by two gods, by my father and my mother. So it's like telling me which of them is the true God. Which of them is the true God? I have a father, I have a mother. They are my creators. So how can there be one God when I was even given birth by two gods? So I don't believe in the worship of one God. I believe in the worship of many gods. In the course of the journey of life, you can meet several other gods that will help you in the journey of your life. I believe in people living life very well. You can have assistants in your journey of life from different gods. So I do not believe in the worship of. I do not believe in the worship of one God. Odinani is polytheism. We believe in the worship of many gods as possible, and all the gods understand it. They can only be jealous if you don't keep their own commandments. They are not jealous if you worship other god. The more the merrier. Variety is the spice of life. Of course, I would like my children to continue. Of course. Why do we give birth to children? We give birth to children so that they will fight and win those battles which we have failed to win. We give birth to children for continuity. Yes, I understand. My own parents, we are Christians. They were not into the worship of our ancestors, the ancestral worship, the path I'm towing now. But if you look at it critically, their own parents, and the parents before them, and many other parents before them, they were all into this practical way. So they are the ones that deviated. Igbo people will see far from Igbo New, so that means they are the ones that deviated from the ways of their ancestors. So what I'm doing right now is to retrace back. So if for my own children, to discontinue again, it means that they are cutting themselves away from the root. And I wouldn't want that. I want them to be engrafted into the religion that their ancestors 10,000, 15,000 years before them we are practicing. It helps for our own continuity. It helps in building and strengthening the lineage of the family. So yes, I want my children to continue. It's my wish for them to continue in the ways of our ancestors. I break cooler for my dead ancestors, those who habited this land before me. It is my prayer that when I die, my own children will break kola nuts in my name. They will pour libation in my name. It is my own wish that they will also kill goats and fowl in the honor of my own name. So yes, I want them to do that. No, I'm not disobeying. Like I said before, Igbo says that mpi pulumpi makas na nne pulumpi nebunu melu nke nsata. Mpi pulumpi makas na nne pulumpi nebunu melu nke nsata. So I'm not the one who is doing who is disobeying. Any Igbo that is a Christian is almost like onye jesatogu. Any Christian, any Igbo who claims to be a Christian or that is practicing Christianity, jesatogu, is learning something, is practicing something alien to the Igbo culture. Igbo culture, the religion, our own religion is Odinani Igbo. Our own culture is Odinani Igbo. Every culture have their own indigenous religion. Now we have other religions. You are free because man is free. You have choice. So if my parents exercise their choice by going to a foreign religion and leave the religion of their own ancestors, I can also exercise my own choice by coming back to the religion of my ancestors. So I'm not disobeying them. They exercised their freedom of religion by choosing the religion of a foreigner or foreigners. Now I'm also exercising my own freedom of religion by coming back to my ancestral religion. So if you look at it technically, I'm not disobeying them. Rather, I'm coming back to what they left. I'm coming back to the religion of our ancestors that they left. So no, I don't see it as a disobedience. I'm seeing it as continuing the ancestral root of my ancestors. Thank you.
If you love the video you just watched, please like and subscribe, and also share the video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you love it. Thank you.
I don't want to be Ikolo Muo.